Okay, this is my schedule for the week. Also goes through where I'll be, what I'll be doing. I am out on Wednesday this week, so there'll be a supply teacher in. She's been in for me before, so the students know her, and she's also been in for one of the other teachers in the school, Miss Rojanko, so she's really, really nice, so it'll be no problem. And it also indicates the meetings and stuff that I have this week and where the students will be going. So just a reminder that on Monday there is no school, it is a holiday. I've set up a provocation for Tuesday, which we'll kind of be re-looking at come Thursday, and it'll even be kind of linking to our learning on Friday as well, with this whole idea of instructions, following instructions, adding labels that add details to things, really expanding on ideas, really working with adjectives in our work. These are things that I'm really noticing that the students need to do to kind of bump up their writing piece a bit, and kind of regardless of where they are in terms of their writing, that idea of adding a little bit more, even using the resources and things that are in the classroom, and even through their descriptions and their oral language piece as well. So it kind of goes together with that, and then it also addresses kind of a real need, which is right now as students are wearing shoes with laces, that now they actually can start to learn how to tie them up. Now on Wednesday I won't be there. It will be our Wiggly Wednesday, and we will be looking closely at worms and plants and at our marsh, and kind of going through what we see, what we think, what we wonder, kind of linking our learning in different ways. What do students notice? How can they share their learning with others? And I'll also have a little stale provocation video they can look at, as well as they're looking at the marsh piece too, which I didn't put out last week, so we'll be able to look at it this week as well. So you can kind of see the written instructions for each of the days, but the Wednesday one will be a little bit different. Now, I am thinking that since I'm away on Wednesday, I might save the feeding of the worms until Thursday, just to make it a little bit easier, because that part's always slightly more complicated. We are trying a new system this week based on some students who formed a little worm action committee. So I'm thinking for our first time of trying it, it might be easier to do on the Thursday when I'm there, but the rest of it will be happening on the Wednesday. Okay, oh, ignore my barking dogs, please. On Monday, there is no school again. And then this is kind of the math plans for this week. Now, Friday is a little bit different because we do have a visiting student that's coming in, and we're going to be learning how to create some dinosaurs based on some stuff that he's been sharing with us in the last few weeks. Kind of links to some of the living thing stuff that we've been doing too, and what they need to survive. And the students have really picked up on what he said. But now he's got a little art extension for us as well, and a creation thing. It will also link with the idea of mass, weight, comparing the weights of different ones and shapes as well. So we can kind of put some ideas together from there. Now, in terms of the rest of our learning for this week, Tuesday is going to be a Talking Tuesday, since we miss our Math Talk Mondays. But we're going to look at shapes and poses. And we're going to kind of do some stuff with discussing on the weight and how we can hold our weight and balancing, and then we're going to link it with some drama and acting out some different poses, and looking at some art sculptures that we can make using a few different types of materials. So it again links with even the science part on materials too. And the students are really into like the art and the drama piece as well, so I think this will be a nice connection with them. And then on Wednesday, when I'm not there, we're going to actually have going out and looking at math in our playground. And the students are going to work with partners to share what they see, and the idea is to be able to teach other students. So after kind of putting their ideas together, they're going to need to create their own little mini playground, and then make a video recording or some kind of labeled picture, or even labels on it where they can take a photograph of it to share what they learned about the math, in the hope of inspiring some other students as well. For their piece. So this would be something that I would hopefully share with everybody come Thursday. And then on Thursday, we're going to look at the language of probability. In our curriculum, it really looks at probability and the terms being used in real world situations, which we've done a little bit, but probably not as much as I would have liked. So what we're going to do is we're going to share the probability of things happening in grade 1, kind of focusing on that idea of routines. with the idea that they could share with the kindergarten students things that they're likely to see happen for next year. And then we'll look at a few different options on how they can create their text to share, so it kind of has a media connection. And or they can make drawings and a video to share their learning with some others. So that would kind of be the connection for there. Our shared reading plans for the last couple weeks continue to kind of change based on the student interest. Especially with some more drama stuff this week, I'd really like to get into the shared reading text called Color My Mood. It does talk about different colors and their connections to some different feelings, which I think would be really good for students, especially at this point in the year where there are students who are experiencing some different feelings as they start thinking ahead to next year in the summer in grade 2. And so there's all kinds of nice connections to drama and dance and music, and even with visual arts and things we can make. So I'd really like to make some of these connections as well this week, and it also ties in nicely with the Dr. Seuss text too, which we can also read about our many colored days. So hopefully we could get into that one this week, and I think it would tie in nicely with some of the other connections we'll be doing this week.